Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough. We're going to begin laying down, and the thoracic spine, the spine behind your lung, where your ribs attach, is going to be supported onto a rolled up towel, or I've got a triple folded blanket here to make a long, narrow support so that it's not under your lower back, but it's under your ribs. And your head should comfortably sit onto the floor, so it should feel comfortable for your neck. And you can always put another pillow in there if you feel like you're squashing your neck trying to reach the floor. Arms where they feel comfortable for you, that might be straight out from your torso to the side. You can have your hands on your ribs. And we'll bring the legs into Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, each toe touching, knees out wide. And if that feels a little too strong to begin your practice, just put feet hip width and parallel. The support beneath you is pressing the bones of your thoracic spine towards your front torso. And so your rib cage can't help but expand. You might notice as you breathe how that feels in the front of your lungs. This support also is working on the heart center of your body, so that we have a spaciousness now in the rib cage, making more room for those organs of the ribs, the lungs, the heart. You've even got the liver tucked away there. So as you breathe, feeling the spaciousness of that part of the body. The chest, or the thorax, or the ribs. Great. And then we're going to bring the legs together and rolling carefully off your mat. And take your blanket out. Let's see, we might lay back down and we'll be on the flat of the floor. And so now we've got that alignment in the back of your body that we are aiming for when we stand or sit, with the back of the head, the shoulder blades, and the sacrum in one line. So there's still a spaciousness to this part of the body, the thorax, the heart center. It's just not as exaggerated as when we had the blanket behind us. But feeling how precious that is to feel spacious, to feel like there's room for the breath, room for the heart. Great. We're going to press the lower back into the floor and lift the legs. Take your arms straight up from your shoulders. Drop your arms and your legs away from center, and it can just be a few millimeters if you like, or a little bit more, but really press your lower back so that you can feel the front core of your body switching on. And then we're going to drop them a little bit further each step, but really try to keep pressing your back. Try not to tense around your heart center. So keep a spaciousness to the chest. Good, but really working the core of the body. Drop a little bit further. And a little bit further. And even a little bit more. Good, and then hug your knees in and rock a little bit from side to side. Taking some deep breaths. Letting the core body recover from that hard work. Good, and then again, we'll do the same thing. Arms and legs straight up. Drop them out from center a little to start. Pressing your lower back, but relax around your heart. Take some deep breaths. Know that you can. Relax your face and throat. Good, and then start to drop just incrementally, arms and legs away from center. Pressing your lower back. And again. Again. Beautiful. Hug your knees into your chest, rocking a little bit from side to side. Check in. Can you take a really deep breath? Really expanding the lungs. Even hold the knees in each hand so you can separate the knees and have more room for your abdomen. Sort of a modified happy baby. And then take another deep breath. Good. And we're going to do one more of those. Arms and legs straight up. And then pressing your back and dropping them away from center. And again, making sure you've got space for the heart and the lungs. Even though the core is working really hard here. Good, and then we'll do full happy baby pose. So try and reach your feet, or you can hold your legs or your leggings. Knees out wide, feet out wide. Belly relaxed, back relaxed. Finding that deep breath, satisfying breath in the chest and the lungs. Good, and then releasing. Coming into all fours now. And arching the spine up and down, finding your cat stretch. Stretch your fingers out wide, wide even spaces. Press the fingerprints. As you open the front of the chest, that's the natural place to inhale, to fill. And as you exhale, arching the spine up, the front body compresses. We're exhaling. And finding a neutral position for your spine now, where you are lifting the front core of the body to support your spine feeling healthy. Good, and you can do this with your knees starting on the floor. Make it a little harder if you would like. Tuck the toes under and the knees off the floor. Make sure you're pressing your fingerprints down. And then we take the right knee to the right wrist, back to hovering or knees on the floor. Left knee, left wrist. Keep going from side to side. Good. And then we're going to rest into child's pose. And in child's pose, we get to feel the back of the lungs, the back of the ribs, and all their expanse. As you breathe deeply into your back torso. Beautiful. Take your arms forward for forward virasana. So as far forward as your shoulders allow. You'll have both arms out straight unless you have a shoulder injury like me. We're going to bring the bones of the spine forward. And feeling that expanse of the rib cage. What it feels like to connect to this deep and satisfying breath. Lovely. Lift up and we're going to kneel up. So if you need to put your blanket under your knees, you can just slide that in. Kneeling up and tucking the toes under. Lift the front of the thighs and the front of the hips. Lift the belly. Lift the chest. Feel the heart center open to the ceiling, the sky. Good, and we'll reach the arms down behind your legs, so behind the thighs, reaching down towards your knees. Nice work. Bring your hands to the floor now and sit your bottom back towards your heels as far as your knees allow. And you might be able to even rest your sit bones onto your heels and lift your hands away from the floor. If it's too strong, the stretch in your feet, just keep your hands on the floor. Breathing. Connecting to that deep breath. So satisfying. Good. And then we're going to lift the knees off the floor. Now, if you feel like you can't do it from hands off the floor, then put your hands back on the floor to help you. And if you roll back into a squatting position, malasana, where we bring the heels as close to the floor as we possibly can, bring the elbows on the inside of the legs, press the legs wide, and hands in front of the heart. And then we're going to try and lift the breastbone and look forward. Finding that deep breath. Press the heels down. Good. And then you can either put your hands back on the floor to help you. Come back into your kneeling position. Good. And you're either sitting your sit bones on your heels with the torso perpendicular to the floor, or your hands are reaching forward on the floor. And then we're going to kneel up and make your ustrasana. So lifting the front of the thighs, the front of the hips, the belly, the breastbone. Feel that big expand in your body for the breath. Take your arms down behind you. Shining the heart upward. Beautiful. Take your hands to the floor. Think about how you're going to go back into your squat. You might need to keep your hands here to help you, or you can lift your hands off the floor and go from your kneeling up position or kneeling on your heels position into malasana. Good, back into your kneeling position. And then one more ustrasana. And this time we're going to swim the arms. So you can take your right arm back and reach down behind you. Take your left arm back and reach down behind you. Get your arms, your armpits and chest really moving. Keep lifting the front of the thighs, the front of the belly. Feeling that spaciousness in the thorax, ribs, thoracic spine, and the organs therein. Both arms now down behind you. Lift the front of the thigh. Shine the heart outward, up. Neck as long. Lovely. And we're going to Take one more of the lifting the knees back into the squatting position. And then straightening the legs into forward bend, standing forward bend. Part your feet so that they are hip width and parallel, and put your hands where it makes sense for your back. So that might be up on the thighs, might be closer to the feet. And we're going to arch the spine up and down. Try to find that space for the ribs, for the lungs, for the heart. Follow your breath. Feel the impulse to breathe as the front body opens. The impulse to exhale as the front body contracts. Good, and then bend the knees and inhale and rolling all the way up. Take your arms all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana and Uttanasana. Standing forward bend. Good, put your hands where it makes sense so you can arch your spine up and down. Start to feel the stretch in the back of your legs without losing that focus on space in your upper body, on suppleness. Roll yourself up, take your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana, looking up. Good, and then Tadasana. Little steps now, forward and back on the mat. So it's just a little step. We try to keep the torso perpendicular to the floor, and we're going to squat as far down as the knees are happy with. And it's really important to keep your feet parallel, hip width parallel, legs hip width parallel, and we try to make the movement happen without leaning the torso forward to come up and without wobbling the legs. So really concentrate on how strong your legs really are and how they can hold you so solid. So just little steps forward and back on your mat as you have room for. Torso stays perpendicular to the floor. Really powerful in your legs. So you feel the support for the torso from your strong legs. Oh, the last one was hard. Always. We're going to come to the front of the mat now, facing the short end. Stand up onto your tiptoes and lower your heels slowly. Great. And that might be very challenging, but if it's not, try doing the same thing but with your eyes closed. Good. And then opening your eyes, your feet are going to be hip width and parallel. We're going to take our Uttanasana again, standing forward bend. Put your fingertips at the front of the hip crease and feel that lift in the thighs and the hips and almost the back bend shape you were making in your camel pose, your Ustrasana. And we're lifting the bones of the spine here and shining the heart up and out. Good. And then at the hip crease, we're going to take the torso forward. So reaching the torso forward, the hip crease deepens And you put your hands where they make sense to support spacious torso. Okay, you can bend your legs a little bit more. And we're finding the breath. So hopefully it feels like you were able to bring with you the bones of your spine pressing towards the front of your torso. Feel that the rib cage is broad and has volume. Feel the volume of the lungs as you breathe. In the front body, the back body, the side body. Nice. We're going to walk the hands around to the left leg or the floor on the left and really reach with your right arm. Good. If you bend your right leg and you swing the right hip forward, you don't get the same stretch. So try to keep the right hip reaching back, but you're reaching over to the left with your right hand and feeling that lovely opening in the right lower back. Just reaching as far as feels good for you. Keep your neck nice and relaxed. Even length, both sides, front and back. Deep breath into the right lung in particular here. Good. And then back to your center. And you're going to swing your torso around to the right side without swinging the left hip forward. And really reach with your left arm here. Good, and then we're going to come back to center. Bend the knees and inhale. And rolling up and up. Urdhva Hastasana and Tadasana. Great. Now we're going to be balancing, and if you really needed to have some help here, you can do a couple of things. You can hold the back of a chair or hold onto a wall. You could even put your foot up onto the seat of a chair, but we're going to be lifting the right foot. Now, if you don't have a chair or wall, you can just put your tiptoes on the floor so that your weight is really only in your left leg, but you've just got that other little point of balance to help you stay stable. Otherwise, I want you to lift your leg as high as you can, and you could even try holding your knee. You can even try holding your foot. Now, if you can get hold of your foot, we tend to then be pressing the bones of the spine out behind us, but we want to bring them forward. So standing nice and tall. And some people might have room to lift the foot away from the floor, even to start straightening the leg. Good. And then we're going to release that side. Tadasana. Standing in the right foot, up onto the tiptoes of your left foot, taking any support you might need, or lift your leg as high as you can, even holding your knee, but bring the bones of the spine forward to keep all of that space for the breath in the torso. Good. Feel the strong legs, strong core supporting. You can even hold your foot here. Maybe even starting to straighten the leg. Good. And then we'll release it. Okay, so we're going to stretch the hamstrings a little bit more to help with getting the leg a little bit straighter when we're in our balance. Urdhva Hastasana and Uttanasana. Put your hands where it makes sense for your back. So that means you want to feel that the bones of the spine of your back can press forward. So you don't feel that you're in a hunchback shape. So wherever that is, legs or floor. And then bend your legs a little bit more and bring your spine even further forward. Bring the ribs further forward over the thighs. And then see how you go, getting one leg straight and hold it. Ooh. Breathing. Enjoying all that space in the ribs and the lungs. Good. Release that leg and straighten your other leg. And again, we're enjoying the space of the breath. Ooh, really paying attention to the stretch in the leg. Good work, bend. And now try both together. Hollow the belly a little bit more. Reach the torso a little further. Press the bones of the spine. Some people might be able to hold at the back of the leg. You can line up your elbow creases with your back of the knee creases. If you've really got a lot of movement here. Good, nice straight legs, and then we're going to bend and lift up and take the arms all the way up. Great, and let's try our balance again. So we're going to be standing into the left foot, and we are either on the skin of the toes of the right foot or lifting the leg as high as you can. And if you can't quite reach your knee, you can always hold your clothing to help lift the knee a little bit higher. But we don't want to lose track of where we've been working on, the thoracic part of the body. So we want the bones of the spine pressing forward and to feel the spacious breath. Good. Now, if you can take hold of your foot, give it a try without the bones of the spine pressing back behind you. And then see how you go, getting your leg a little bit straighter. Good, and then we'll release that side. Standing in the right foot, up onto the left tiptoes. Lift your leg as high as you can. You can use your clothing to help lift. You can hold onto your knee or hold onto your foot, left hand, left foot. And then try to lift the foot. Keep the leg lined up with the left ribs. Good, and then releasing that side. Tadasana. We're going to step the left foot back. So bring your hands in front of your heart. And quite a big step, and we're going to be in Virabhadrasana 1. We're going to bend the front knee. We're going to let the back leg really stretch. So the hips start to lower towards the floor, reaching forward. And we want to try and lift the belly here. Lift the ribs. Expand the rib cage. And take the arms up by your ears. And looking up, shining the heart up and out. Beautiful. When we step forward, bring the hands in front of the heart, balance on your right foot, take your foothold again. So holding onto your left leg, either tiptoes are on the floor, you might be lifting and holding your clothing, you might be holding your knee, you might be holding your foot. And feeling the space in your torso. Placing that foot down. Nice work. Tadasana. Hands in front of your heart. Stepping your right foot back. Nice big distance for Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. So that your back leg is straight, your front leg is bent, and the hips are moving forward, but the front of the hips are lifting. So the pelvis moves down, but the front of the hips lift, the belly lifts, the breastbone lifts, and take your arms up by your ears. Looking up, shining the heart up, straightening the back leg. Good. And we're going to step forward and be balanced on the left foot. Taking your balance hold of your right leg. Wherever that challenges you, feel the expanse of your thorax. If you're getting up to holding your foot, you're holding your right foot with your right hand, and you're trying to straighten your leg and keep the leg in line with the right ribs. Good, and when you place your foot back down, find where your ground is first. Tadasana, feet under the hips. Feeling that breath. The posture of your body. Lovely. We are going to sit down and think about all the little movements you make. We were really working on this movement of the kneeling and squatting. So the feet are nice and warmed up. And if you try from a squatting position, swinging your body from side to side so you can press one heel down and then the other, it can help limber up the feet for that last little bit. And you might not be able to do this because it would not be good for your knees. So you help yourself to sit down however it makes. Sometimes it feels elegant and sometimes not so much. It can be as playful as possible. It doesn't have to be elegant, so long as it's wise. Let's take just a seated position. Now, you could use your hands different ways here. And if you find the seated position difficult to get your torso to be perpendicular to the floor, then you can use your hands behind your hips to help lift the bones of the spine. You can hold the front of the knees and help draw the bones forward. Or you can just do all of that without using your arms and just rest the back of your hands on your knee. We find that connection to the satisfying breath. We're going to turn to the left side. This is Sukhasana, simple seated position. Of course, if your legs aren't comfortable in crossed leg, however, they are comfortable for you. So let's turn to the left now. And relax your shoulders. And we're going to follow the breath now and let the rib cage really move. We're turning the rib cage back to the left. Let it keep moving and finding spaciousness. And all the joints around it, the spine, the shoulders, following, becoming spacious. Feel the belly lengthening. A little massage for the organs of the belly. And the movement of the breath. Curious about the benefits of this movement in your body. And come back to center. Cross your legs the other way if they are crossed. The other leg on top. Finding your bones of the spine forward position. And then we're going to turn to the right side. Follow your breath and let your ribs move. Let them be free to explore the potential of movement, potential of space here. And all the other joints following along, enjoying suppleness, spaciousness. And then releasing and back to center. We're going to lay down now. Arms by the sides of the body, palms down. Feet hip width and parallel, legs bent. The closer the heels are to the sit bones, the higher the back will lift off the floor. We're going to lift the hips and the arms and take the arms overhead and lift the hips high and keep your legs parallel. As you exhale, we're going to lower bone by bone back to the floor. Ooh. And then relax the shape of your spine, your arms back to the floor. And then we go again. Tailbone lifts first. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. On my hair here. Oh. Lowering back down. One more. Oh. Such a nice feeling. Bring the legs in. We're going to put the left heel on the right knee. Now, if you can't do this movement without your right foot on the floor, put your right foot on the floor. So if it all feels too squashed, do it a little differently. But whichever way you are doing that, the left knee is starting to move away from the left chest. And we're trying to open the left hip joint, just allowing a little bit more space. Breathing deeply. If your right foot's off the floor, you can work on bringing the right knee a little closer to the right shoulder. Neck stays relaxed. Good. And then we release that side and do the second side. So you might have to put your left foot on the floor to place your right heel on your left knee. Just notice what works for you. And the right knee is moving away from the right chest. And maybe the left knee is moving closer to the left shoulder. Neck relaxed, shoulders relaxed. And if you're using your hands, check in that they're not having to work so hard. Just helping to hold. neck, relax. Great. Release both of your legs now. Bring your hands onto your ribs. Feel the movement of breath there. Relax your shoulders. Take some really satisfying breath. Good. And then we're going to roll over to the right side and come up to sitting. Bring your hands in front of your heart. Enjoying each breath. And take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.